Okay, hey everybody, this is Grace. And hopefully today is February 18th. I'm sitting out here in my driveway. It's not attached to anybody else's. The houses are not attached. And hopefully today there's no drama while I'm sitting out here. Yesterday was unbelievable amount of drama. As in, I think 5 different neighbors, their houses, 5 different houses of neighbors, maybe that's a better way to put it, were outside. And I know it wasn't about me. This was not about me. But I was trying to have some peace and quiet and sit outside and make videos, calm, all this kind of stuff, good stuff. And everybody in the neighborhood, they have their own rights to do what they're doing. But it was chaotic. And I'm out here to get away from chaos. Total chaos. But with the dogs and all, oh my goodness. But no, it was some, and I had made videos. It was, I think, 3, because I did video failed, finally tried to, and it was just hilarious. And I wound up having to move my car, my SUV, as close as I could to the house, just so I wouldn't see these neighbors and what they were doing, because it was so distracting, and they couldn't see me. Okay, because I have this thing about the nosy neighbors. I actually have some very nosy neighbors. And after all that, I went in and came back outside. It was right before dark. Yeah, I think right before dark, or it was getting dark. And one called about that, finally, that medication. I didn't know she was going to call me. The doctor's office didn't tell me that. They just said the medication, a specialty order medication, would be on its way with 7 to 10 business days, and it already had been 7. And, or maybe it wasn't 7 business days. Yeah, I'm thinking 7 weekdays. But, then this woman called me. So I'm sitting out here and it's getting darker and darker and darker. And she's taking her time, slowly going through this and that and the other about the medication. She's going to call me back another day. And she said give her 3 business days, which that would be Friday. But yeah, given the way doctors' offices and such are. And I think it's pharmaceutical. She is. And probably Monday, I'm guessing. And I have waited 62 years since I was a child. So, yeah. You do get kind of a little impatient, but I'm used to being impatient about this. I'm used to being, it was actually, why didn't anybody tell me this? For something like 10 years? They should have been talking to me about this. Yeah, well, the whole failure of this medical system and me and this health condition. 80% is, and from what I understand, it's very, what's the word, reliable, very reliable researchers, whatever it is, say it's 80% of the people with it or go undiagnosed. 80%. Wow. And I truly believe my own experience is that of provider ignorance. My master's is in sociology. I'll use the word ignorance. Oh, you bet I will. They're prejudiced. They're the way they stereotype. Yeah, I'll use the correct terms for it. But anyway, boy, I got on a tangent. One of the things I've learned recently is that whole thing with me doing that is part of it. It certainly is. I never knew that. There were more than one thing that I never knew. And, like people have brain fog. Mine is due to what they're going to medicate. But they can't totally medicate, by the way, because it would totally fix it, because it would require surgery. And they said at my age, but I already knew this for 20 years, 22 years now, that it was too risky to operate. But they have new ways of operating and all that, but still too risky because they don't know which. It's developed since then. Let me just put it that way. I'm not going to name it. I used to in the past. I'm not going to, because so far 2 people, grifters online, have tried to say that they have it. Okay, yeah, copycats trying to get some money off of it. You see no way anybody can send me any money. Nope. So mine is the truth, theirs are lies. I'm tired of people using stuff, real stuff for lying. But anyway, I was saying this about yesterday when all that was going on. I was making these videos, but the night before, or I think it was the day before, Adam had asked me how fast does it go for me to get my videos put up. I told him, I said, lately it's been really fast, like just a couple minutes or so. For like a year now. I don't even know how long. And later that night, whatever night it was, not yesterday, the day before maybe, it slowed down. I suspect Adam. I really do. He did something. Maybe it was he, for whatever reason, decided a couple, $20 or something. He's like this. He is like this. He doesn't have to worry about money, but he likes to control things. And he probably thought, oh, I can slow it down a little bit and save a little bit of money there. And I've talked to him about today. He said, no, I got a message from them saying there was some outage. And, yeah, we'll see. So I told him, I said, yeah, because in the middle of the night I woke up, I was livid. Because something that used to take, seriously, like 3 minutes lately, kept saying it would take 3 hours, and I did it. Believe me, I did all those things of deleting it, trying it a different way. Trying, on my cell phone, trying to, on the desktop on my cell phone, through KindMaster on my cell phone, going to a different video on a different channel, and trying that, and just etc. and so on. And it kept saying 3 hours. And then one time, I think it was, I left it on overnight, came back, and it still said 3 hours. Yeah. And boy, don't mess with this. But he is that type. He will mess with everything. I used to make videos talking bad about how his family would be. They would come and visit. It was mainly the women. And they would move stuff around. Like they knew where things should go. And I don't. In my own home. In our home, both of ours. They'd move stuff around. And I'm talking like kitchen stuff. And you could say, oh, well, they just didn't know where it went to. Nah, it's kind of like you should know where that goes. It doesn't go next to that. And no, you shouldn't put that there, this kind of stuff. But the nerve of them moving it. And every time that they visited, they were the only people who would do that. Whenever they'd visit, they'd move things. Really, that's a real sigh. And since Adam has been retired, he's older than I. If September was a year, he's been doing stuff like that, moving stuff, rearranging stuff, putting things where it's so illogical. Like I could have had something there for many years, and he would move it. Especially like when I was a child, my dad, there was 5 of us kids, and my parents all in the same house, and he had this one pair of scissors. He said, the scissors belongs right there in this drawer. And I'm thinking, at some point I was thinking, you have 5 kids and you have one pair of scissors? Really? I don't know how many pairs of scissors I have. Seriously. But my dad, I remember one time he said, everything has its place and everything should be in its place. Then you never get things never get lost. And he's right. As a young person, I'm like, my mind was more like, why do you have only one pair of scissors with 5 kids and 2 adults? It makes more sense to have more scissors. Really. But anyway, scissors don't cost that much, Really, honestly, you can go to Dollar Tree and get some good scissors that last for years. At least mine, they were McCormick or something like that. White ones, I bought those years ago, and I still have some of them. And then Adam went to Costco and bought a set of 3. They're nice ones. Yeah. But, like I say, Adam would move my scissors. I'd have some in the kitchen where they're needed, you know, like on the island, and I'd have them in a little thing, sitting with it. He'd move them. He would move them. I'd have one on the other side. There's an island in the middle, but on the other side, what are they doing? And he'd move those. He'd always move them. Don't do that. No, really, don't move stuff. Why do you have to move stuff? No, it's been sitting there for years. Okay, years. I know where it is. I know where I need it. Right there. Nope, he's gonna move it. And he even has said as much that he really doesn't know why he moves stuff. You know, why he does this. It's like maybe a nervous thing, or not a nervous thing. What's the word for it? You know, like, I don't know what you'd call it. Okay, who are these people? Really? The guy is wearing a jacket that looks like, you know, those, what do they call them? Those reflective jackets. What are they doing? Always something. Remember what I said when I started this? Always something. But they parked on the wrong side of the road. They went real slow, and they're right past my mailbox. And there's, oh, people are trying to get by there. Oh, somebody come around the corner, and now they're ticked off that guy. What are they doing? Really, what are they doing? He's parked there, but he's going to some other house. And he left his door open on his, I don't know if that's a minivan or what. I haven't seen anything like that in years. Always something. It's just not it's never normal. And you know, the only way I saw it is because I was trained. Pay attention to your environment when you're sitting outside. You know, oh, my nose is itching so bad. Okay, that was pretty weird. I think he went to the next door neighbor's house, and he may have been a meter reader. I don't think we've ever had a meter reader out here. I remember those from when we were young. Really. It wasn't our house. It was like, at least it didn't seem that way. And then he jumped back in there and turned around and took off down the road. I don't like it when people drive so fast down this road. Lots of kids, people's grandkids and all. Think, use your brain. Anyway. I don't know why I come out here. I was talking about those videos from yesterday, what, 3? And then there was another one when I tried to go out. But there was so much going on. And the internet, I was talking about the internet wasn't letting me upload. Yeah, I tried so many different times. Oh my goodness. I was so frustrated because yesterday I decided I was going to get all of those big ones off of my cell phone. It's up to like 80-something%. So some of them I just won't ever get rid of. Their pictures of like my dogs and videos of my dogs, especially the one we lost last year. Oh, my little buddy. Oh, he was such a cute dog, such a sweet dog. And I never really got to mourn over it because I was around a bunch of histrionic people who were, oh, they were getting all the attention they needed. You know, I wouldn't have been surprised if any of them had started pulling their hair out, going that crazy. One of them, she said she fasted. You know, I appreciate it, but you're not the center of attention at that point. And I was one having to hold everything because life had to go on. And, you know, it was something else. I really never got to grieve over it at all. But I told myself I'd never do that again. I mean, you wouldn't believe some of the stuff that people pulled to get attention. I've always said that in my life, that's what I tend to be. You know, it's like I'm not going to blame myself. I'm not going to say I attract them. It's just how it is. Yeah, I was losing my voice there. Yeah, another time. Anytime I come outside, anytime, all these years, and man, I feel like, yeah, that I feel like. Okay, oh my goodness. Serious. That was not planned at all. It's kind of like yesterday with that video that I was trying to, I don't know what I'm going to do with them, if it's going to ever allow me. But, okay, here it comes again. But that video yesterday, I was starting it off and I was saying that Adam had put up, this coughing's about to start again, but Adam was putting up, oh boy, man, oh man, seriously, really? But anyway, Adam put up these, I don't even know what you call them, they are, they're shades, I guess you say, mesh on one side, and on the other it's kind of like a material, I don't know, but they there it comes again. Honestly, I don't know what in the world is going on here. Why? And it could be those shades. They might have some scent on them, but oh my goodness. But anyway, he put them up on the back seat, you know, just right behind me. Windows, because you can't put them on your drivers. You have to be able to see your side view mirrors and your rear view mirrors. I read up on it. I could be wrong, but I read up on it. That's what it said. But you can put them on the back seat. And I guess there's a couple more. Yeah, I think even the back, as long as I have rear view mirrors, side view mirrors that I can see out. But anyway, he had come out, and I said, put these up. Go ahead and put these up. He had bought them. Well, he went and found them for me when we were in Walmart the other day, the super center, and finally put them up. It was a week or so ago, so he put them up yesterday, and I did that because I was I don't like my nosy neighbors. I really don't like them. I don't like to see them. I don't like them to be able to see me, and from what I'm guessing, they probably really couldn't see much of me. I don't know, the windows have to be tinted you have to have a certain percentage visibility. Oh, here it goes again. This is something else. This is really something else. I have never experienced anything this bad. My goodness. The coughing, the sneezing, the allergies. But anyway, he was out there, he was putting it out yesterday when I came out. And the next thing you know, this big old drama going on down the road. And I was laughing because he had went back in, and I saw all this drama going on. One of the neighbors running down the road, and with her cell phone on one ear and running down the road, and the other one acting angry, and you know, one in between, and all this stuff. And so I called him. I'm sitting outside. I called him and I told him, you know, what was going on. And I said, he said, well, I want to come check it out. And I'm not nosy. I just saw it, and I was saying, this is weird because of one of them in particular, the one that was charging down the road and everything. It was kind of scary. And it basically turned out it was just people who are dramatic. She was one of them. It had been dramatic when we lost our dog, real dramatic, you know, about it. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, I'm losing my voice again. This is a big time video fail, but those videos I couldn't get up, and then and I didn't get to finish when I came back out at night. That neighbor, that one that's in between those and us and all that, he wasn't involved in it. Neither was I, but he is the big time nosy person. I mean, he is bad, and he came back out after dark to mow his lawn, just as I had come back out. You know, I had been sitting here, and it was getting dark, and that woman had called, and right after that I was wanting to finish, and no, he came out and started mowing his yard, right where he could see me. Before that, the time before that, I pushed my, you know, drove my SUV as close as I could to the house because of them. You know, like I said, I know it wasn't involving me, but they could see me, and I didn't like that. I don't like that, because they will turn around and stare right at my window, like they could probably see me. The front ones, because you got to have the visibility and all this stuff, but not the back ones. So I pushed it far enough, drove it far enough to where they couldn't see me because of those blinds also. Yeah. Like I said, I know it doesn't have anything to do with me, what was going on, but it was so annoying because I was wanting just to sit back and relax, and there was too much going on. Like this person that drove up, he was wearing like I said, one of those reflective, what do they call them, jackets, like your street, like they're on the street and they are directing traffic around a work, a work little thing, they're working on the road or whatever. Boy, I'm losing my terminology. I'm losing my vocabulary. Okay, enough is enough. Okay, wrap it up.